Gainesville, mostly known for its incredible Gator football games and its high-achieving college students, is more than just that. Thousands of kids under the age of 18 throughout 5 counties and in over 35 schools are taking over the region to do what they see as a great way to have fun. Throughout the next few minutes, we'll introduce you to kids that have decided to put their game controllers down to make a difference in their community. These kids, their parents, and residents around Gainesville and North Central Florida have found that this region has become a hub for nonprofits that allow kids under the age of 18 to volunteer, have fun, and make a difference. Learn of nonprofits that directly help the community by helping those less fortunate. And you'll learn of nonprofits that rely on peer education and motivation to make a difference in our community's future. Many of these nonprofits were started locally to cater to the needs of the community and the kids living in it. Girls to Young Ladies is one of many that started up locally to get kids involved in peer tutoring to spark individual growth.
Girls to Young Ladies was established in October 26, 1997. And I created the organization based on the needs of the girls in the community. It was basically created for young ladies in the community to have a safe haven place to come and socialize and receive the support that they may or may not receive at home.
She noticed that a lot of young women, they need help doing different things, whether it's college enrichment, whether it's self-esteem. So there are different issues she noticed as a mother and things that she didn't necessarily get as a young lady growing up.
North Central Florida also has chains of national nonprofits that focus their attention to fighting diseases or inspiring change.
The March of Dimes Chain Reaction Youth Leadership Council is a group of about 30 students each year, made up of 5 different high schools from the Gainesville area.
March of Dimes is to help premature babies. It was originally founded to serve to cure polio, and now they're working with premature babies.
Community leaders have also found a way to intertwine children's talents and their love for art by starting organizations that highlight the importance of art education in the community.
Well, Star Center started in 2000. I started it with a small group of kids, maybe 3 or 4 kids, putting on plays, and I used the space in a daycare center. And I started this because I saw the need of arts in a community where kids who even couldn't afford dance classes or arts classes or music or anything still were talented and had some stuff they wanted to get out and wanted to be creative.
She saw where there was a need for students to have an opportunity to showcase themselves and express themselves on stage. She did not want socioeconomic status to be a hindrance.
You'll hear from professionals in the field of family and youth to tell you why volunteering in a child's life is important. And you'll hear from kids themselves telling you the reasons why they volunteer and what keeps them going back. Over the past 14 years, Girls to Young Ladies has opened its doors to those who are interested in helping their peers grow. Through fun games, field trips, and more, mentors play a huge role in making sure these girls grow up to be successful leaders of the community.
We took them to FAMU, we took them to their homecoming, and I think them being able to see a college, and even some of them who maybe hadn't even thought about going to college, actually thought about going to college. We do different activities in reference to what we call power conversations, where we get together and we talk about peer pressure, we talk about drugs, we talk about different things that they're dealing with, and we talk about self-esteem. We deal with different issues, so it helps them to be who they want to be, and even sometimes areas that they never even thought about, we're opening them up to those areas.
It's a great program. It helps with the structure of young ladies as far as how to carry yourself, how to respect yourself first and foremost in order to get respect from others. She, it's not just about the fun stuff. She's also involved in their education to make sure that they're on top of their academics.
As far as the life skills, we have different speakers will come out to focus on whatever topic. For example, we've had Ms. Teresa White and her staff from the health department to come in and speak to the older girls reference HIV/AIDS.
Girls to Young Ladies accommodate girls of all ages, providing activities for all ages to enjoy and learn from.
Some of the arts and craft we do is to learn something about it. One time we did this one thing, we put the letters S, E, L, F. Each letter we have to explain ourselves. On S, I put I'm smart, sensitive, and E, I put I encourage people. In L, I put I laugh a lot. On F, oh yeah, I'm funny, and I can really think of nothing.
That's why it's so important that you don't compare yourself to other people, because you're going to meet somebody who's going to be taller, shorter, lighter, darker. I think it's a really awesome experience because besides just getting the life skills, they're also getting to know who they are as a person, because we deal with the person on the inside as well as on the outside. So we don't just deal with helping them with homework or dealing with, their conduct, but we deal with an overall young lady. So I think them being able to grow and feel comfortable in who they are, that's what this organization really does help them with.
The program relies on the motivation peers get from each other to help increase life skills, self-esteem, and knowledge.
So we do have the older children that will help the younger ones with their homework if need be. And we, try to interact with that as much as possible and getting them to do that, because we explain to the older girls that you're actually role models for the younger ones.
One time we were outside and I was scared to do the monkey bars my first time, but this was in the summer. It was my first time doing the monkey bars and I was scared because they were too high. So somebody gave me advice and said, just try it, you won't hurt yourself, or I can help you go across. And now I know how to do the monkey bars. Now I'm not afraid anymore.
I think it's very important because a lot of the issues they're dealing with, we may not necessarily know what they're dealing with. And I think if you have somebody else that is dealing with the same thing, and you feel more comfortable sometimes talking to someone your age, where you don't feel like you're going to be judged, and AKA Sarah may understand what I'm doing compared to Miss Jasmine. So I think having a peer to talk to sometimes is a lot better.
Just like a big sister, little sister type relationship. Sometimes you may catch the little ones trying to steer the older ones in the right direction, but hey, there's no rules.
If they don't want to do something, I encourage them to do it. Let's say if they had a problem in 2 + 2 and they didn't know it, I get my fingers and I have 2 fingers up and 2 more, and I'll tell them to count them, and that's what 2 + 2 is.
The things the girls teach each other here go far beyond extracurricular learning. It flows over to the community. Girls here get more than just reinforcement on addition and subtraction, but learn what they should do to keep the community safe.
So sometimes we'll learn about what to do, what not to do, and we'll learn about don't sell drugs, no drugs.
Crime with the young ladies, I truly believe, would decrease as well, because they'll be so focused on the positives and involved with positive activities, they won't have time for their minds to wonder, what if I did this, or what, could I do besides sitting at home and watching TV? I think it's gonna help in a big way if you take in young ladies and, nurture them and show them love and help them and assist them to stay on the right path in life. In the long run, it benefits the community, because then you have women that would, they would know how to give back to the community, because to me, that's just a constant cycle. It needs to be consistently giving back in order for a community to stay together.
The Ronald McDonald House is one of many national nonprofit chains that allow local kids to help families with ill children stay comfortable while they're away from home. These kids from a local archery club enjoy baking cookies for the families at the Ronald McDonald House. People of all ages are welcome to call ahead and volunteer, and kids can always come and help cook with adult supervision. Some organizations have found that the best way kids can give back to the community is to do what they love. That's how the Star Center was started. Children here give back to the community by dancing, acting, and singing.
If you give children an opportunity to express themselves in positive ways, it keeps them away from the negative parts of the community, which means it lowers the crime rate, juvenile crime rate. They're able to go and look forward to something other than just hanging out, which, you know, if you're hanging out a lot with, you have bad peer pressure and all those influences. But if you have something to go to, just like sports, if you have something to look forward to, you don't have time to think about all that other stuff.
Anybody who knows anything about education understand that the arts are at the low totem pole as far as kids getting that in school. And unless you're the kind of person who can have private lessons, which cost lots of money, you will just miss this part of life, an essential part of living. So this is important to stay afloat, so that all children, regardless of race, creed, of color, economic status, can have an opportunity to speak and be heard and to showcase their talents.
Like Girls to Young Ladies, Star Center focuses on doing activities the kids can get motivated from and inspire them to do better in their life and for the community around them.
I think it's good for children to be cultured. I mean, can you imagine going to school and not even learning like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Even if you're not an artist, you're still a consumer and you still enjoy listening, or you still enjoy looking at a painting, or you still enjoy seeing, you know, kids dance or people humming, birds singing or chirping. I mean, that's still music and it's still art.
Last year we went to New York, and we went to Broadway, and we stayed in Manhattan, and we went to Harlem. We went to a lot of places. We went to Times Square. That was really fun.
But if you take them to New York, they see the bright lights and these people making a living at MSNBC as anchor people, or they're on the stage and they're making, you know, money weekly to do what you'd love to do. But it still takes work and takes school. They all went to school and graduated, so you still take some training. So I think that's why I wanted to do it, so that they could see the bigger picture of what can be, not what people just talk about, so they could see it firsthand.
Through the arts, the Star Center not only helps a child's individual future, but helps increase academic achievement in schools.
And how it helps the community, it helps in academics, because if kids are successful on the stage when they're maybe not as successful in the classroom, it spills over into the classroom or academic work. So that means they become better students, which means they become better employees, and, you know.
It does help to learn, because, like, say if you were acting this, acting out this line that says, and they pray before him, it kind of helps to know what they're doing, how they're doing it.
It's a challenge sometimes to learn the lines and then be able to recite the lines, but while acting it out. So it's a bit of a challenge, but it's a fun challenge.
It's been proven that kids that are involved in the arts do better academically anyway. So that's why my school is a fine arts magnet. It wasn't always a fine arts magnet. We were a low academic performing school, a few years ago, and they were trying to figure out a way, what can we do to bring these kids scores, of course, scores and grades up. They put the arts in the school. They added violin, drum. Kids could do violin, drumming, and in 1 year they went from an F school to an A school.
Oh, definitely help academically, and there's so much research out there to prove it. But it seems that people who are in power and the people who make decisions about education have decided to take another route and not pay any of that research, any attention.
Oh, gee. Hello. Your father. He said you just want tickets to the Good Samaritan, sure?
Well, I want to be the first actor / professional singer / president of the United States.
Over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no.
Some kids, however, look to support causes that allow families to grow and create better futures for children who might not even be born yet.
The March of Dimes Chain Reaction Youth Leadership Council is a group of about 30 students each year, made up of 5 different high schools from the Gainesville area, Alachua County. It's an application process, so they apply to be a part of this leadership council to learn leadership skills and help out the March of Dimes. They do community service, they learn about the March of Dimes and pass on the information to their peers and do a lot of fundraising for the March of Dimes as well.
Well, Oak Hall this past weekend, we had Prematurity Awareness Week, and that's a worldwide thing, that's not just an Oak Hall thing. So what we did is we posted facts about prematurity and the March of Dimes on 1 in 8 lockers, because 1 in 8 babies are born premature. And we had a cute baby contest. Me and Lucas were born 7.5 weeks premature. So when we did health conference and March for Babies, I looked around and I realized the families that we're helping are families like mine, and the people that we're helping are people like me. So it's just been very eye-opening for me that we're helping people similar to me and who are in situations similar to mine, and that's why I'm a part of Chain Reaction.
The March of Dimes really believes in the power of youth and the power of our youth volunteers, and that's why we have these programs from elementary school up through high school and onto college.
I think it brings us all closer together, and like we all may be different, but like there's like a common cause that we'll come to.
The Children's Home Society of Florida is giving back to the community in a unique way.
The Children's Home Society of Florida works to improve the lives of children and families in our communities, and we do that in a number of different ways. We've worked with families who are fleeing domestic violence atmospheres or homes. We started a group called Jive last year, so they've been around for about 1.5 years now, and they spend 10 to 15 hours a month working in our thrift shop, where all the proceeds benefit Children's Home Society's programs. And they also have learned some really great leadership skills. They wrote their own bylaws last year. They are learning Robert's Rules of Orders to run meetings. They're doing some marketing. They're doing some public education in the community. So they're really getting involved and trying to educate the community about what children need. Oh my goodness, it's helping the community in so many ways. They have had stories upon stories of families who have come in and feeling like they can't provide for their children. And then they've come into the store, and a Jive volunteers help them find winter clothes that they can afford. They've helped them find school clothes. They've helped them find toys to give to their families for the holidays. So they really are giving back to the community on a daily basis in the store. Not to mention that all the revenue does benefit the program, so that they recognize that too. The more we sell in the thrift shop, the more we're impacting children all over. Volunteering, not only does it make you feel good about yourself, but you learn so much about other people and about what is needed, and it gives you more of an appreciation for what you have. And I can only say that we really need more volunteers in this world today. And that's why I'm really proud of Jive, because we're really trying to teach children and teenagers the value of volunteering, the number of different ways that they can volunteer.
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
No matter the cause or the method children choose, volunteering in any type of nonprofit helps both the community and the child itself.
I think one of the strongest needs that we all have, and especially youth have, is the need to belong to something. And if that need is not filled in a positive way, they're going to find other ways to fulfill that need, whether it be gangs or an avenue that you or I may not be as excited that youth would go to.
Dr. Dale Pracht, a professional in family, youth, and development, tells us how volunteering, both directly and indirectly, help our society.
So the need to belong is something that we all have, whether we're 2 or whether we're 20 or 40. We all have that sense of belonging. So that's where community-based youth organizations come in, and where volunteering is very helpful and a very strong need. By volunteering and being a part of an organization, they're gaining the life skills needed to help them to develop. It's called positive youth development.
It's because of kids like this that take time out of their life to volunteer that our community has become somewhat of a safe haven for those less fortunate.
Because it's nice. It's a nice thing to do. Like, if one of your friends didn't have any food and like they couldn't get free lunch and they had to pay for their lunch and they forgot to bring their money, you can maybe share some of your food with them.
Kids like this give back to the community by expressing themselves through singing, dancing, and acting.
Just imagine if this community, they say the arts aren't important, and arts come in all forms. So if you had a community or a city or a town that had no music, no paintings on the wall, whether it's graffiti or not, no ballet, no dancing, no singing, no humming, nothing. It was just an artless town. And you just walk the streets, how would you feel? Think about it.
Kids like this give a voice to premature babies.
Not that many people know that much about prematurity, and not that many people know about the main essential facts and the struggles that people go through for this. So I think it's really awesome that a younger generation can understand and even take time out of their high school and social life to really help.
It could be your kid one day, it could be my kid one day, it could be your friend's kid, and it's just really important to solve this problem.
Kids like this offer comfort to those fighting life-threatening illnesses. Kids like this take initiative and help to make a change within their community through a variety of nonprofit organizations.
They're doing something constructive here, and they're learning, and they're as a group and having fun, and they're more of a family than just a group of kids that are doing a play.
So remember, the next time you think those younger than you aren't lending a helping hand, take a look around. You might be surprised by all the children making a difference in your community.